game 2. Alabama trying to win that series. Florida trying to even it up heading into game 3 tomorrow at KDC Show Presley Stadium. Number 17 Alabama and number 7 Florida. Hi everybody and welcome to Gainesville. I'm Beth Mullins alongside our Olympic gold ones over the years. Draw some comparisons to the likes of Haley McClenny and Brittany Rogers. Over 1,300 wins now for Pat, including a national championship, and Vandegrift on a ground ball to short. Comia gets the lead runner. Williams at second. One down. Gabby making her third straight start at short. They're trying to find some defensive consistency there. Brown trying to keep that right hand dry. It's a steamy, humid night. The bunt popped up and caught by Cahalan. Kenley at third base, the Alabama transfer.
Ball up at her eyes. And Brown will throw that just enough. She'll lure you into looking down at the knees, screwball, curveball, changeup, and then she'll spin that rise ball at your eyes.
And a called strike 3. Bases and runs scored. Fly ball out to White and center, and Preston's under it, one down.
O'Reilly.
That consistently. The rest of the way, they are in pretty good shape. Taylor Shoemaker gets a hold of one and blasts that one over the wall. And boy, did the freshman need that. Her first home run in 21 games.
Well, Beth, and that was her 15th home run of the year. She was smoking in this pre-conference season. She takes a changeup. She's just on time for it. She gets those hands extended and actually takes a pitch that's on the outer half that's elevated, gets around it, drives it out of the park. That's a huge hit for the freshman.
In league play. But always dangerous and gets hit by the pitch there. Here's what the rest of it looks like. You see that front foot all the way out of the batter's box. Hard shot to Riley to second for one, and then Hawkins couldn't get it out of her glove to throw to first, so they take care of the lead runner. 2 down. Here's Reagan Walsh. 1 for 3 last night. Hard hit through the 5-6 hole. And they are getting to Caitlin Riley early tonight.
Well, this is the reason why you get the lead.
Riley's really trying to work inside to the righties here in the first.
Yeah, and really has the middle to the left side pulled over.
And she gets Williams to pop it up. Elistad calling for it, and that'll take care of it. But a run, or Tim Walton's team, was the SEC regular season champion for 12 straight years. The Gators have had the upper hand in the postseason, as you just saw there, in SEC tournament play and season titles.
So we talk a lot about parity throughout the country. There's been more and more parity here in the SEC conference, or the Southeastern Conference.
Larissa Pruitt lays down a successful sacrifice to advance the pinch runner over Alabama. And Giles draws the walk. Second one from Brown today. 2 on for Salem Hawk.
Hitting that last call. Alabama front side open, a little bit off the plate, expecting that pitch, knowing they're going to get thrown.
Hawkins knocked down, and making the play to third is Comia to get the lead runner. 2 outs.
Where that pitch is.
Glove to third by Cahalan. That'll end the threat. Still 1-0, Florida.
3:30 in this lineup today, so 7 of the 9 over 3:30.
Cahalan backs up Hevlin, who can't make the play. And Kenley is aboard.
Coach Walton
gives him some versatility. She gets a hold of one. Back that goes. And off the track, one hopper into the wall. They'll hold Cahalan at third, and a couple now in scoring position for the Gators as they continue to hit Riley and load them up for the top of the order. There's Kendra Falby waiting. And that's exactly what happens. Bases loaded for Florida, and here comes the top. Back up the middle and through. That'll score Cahalan. Brown coming around, and she will score. Kendra Falby with the two-run single.
Kendra Falby in her senior really standing in and hitting in place, so it's a drop ball in the inner half. She goes down and get it. This pitch is down below her knees, and she's going to bash it right back up the middle. With the defense in, it's an opportunity for that ball to get through to the outfield. Easily going to score Cahalan and Brown. Gators, spot up.
Falby's loving it. To face Hodges with two on, and nobody out. Last pitched April 4th against LSU. The throw down to second in time to throw out Falby as Holtorf comes. A three-run second inning here for Florida. Shoemaker got under that one. Back on the grass is Hawkins. Two down. Wachter. Get into that run rule category.
100%. Try to save those arms.
Otis. Back goes Van de Griff and has the room to make the catch.
And how about
weekend? Are they cranking it up at just the right time? Van de Griff, one down. So when you look at RPI, Heflin out to center, and on the run, the scoop, and the catch is made by Falby. Two down. Is Alabama going to challenge?
Good in the lower half of the zone.
Elistad, and out to left center, drops that one on the grass for a two-out base hit.
To contact, using that defense.
And second base, Mia Williams right there.
It's been a while, though, for the SEC to really knock on the door of that natty.
Walsh. And the catch is made by Hawkins. It's 5-6.
Early in the season versus late in the season. Late in the season, you get on a roll.
Williams reaches for that, two down. First strikeout for a Bama pitcher. There you see the Gators, most significantly two against A&M. On the run, Kristen White makes the catch. And how about a 1-2-3 inning for Brea Hodges? But it
when you're trying to get 8 outs in an inning, forget about it. You're giving all those free passes away.
Here's Dukeshire, who does have a base hit and now has a walk. So Abby aboard for the second time. And that is the and Pruitt laces that out to center. Two aboard with nobody out.
That's just a really good clutch at bat for
games below 500 with 6 to play. So they need to go 5-1 to assure themselves of a winning record. And with their resume, they would get into the tournament most likely. A strikeout here of Giles for the first out. That's a big one for Brown.
Hair later than what Giles is thinking. It just falls off the table, so she's got great movement on that.
Hawkins, a rope, back it goes, and it's gone! Ceylon Hawkins, the 3-run home run to make it a 1-run game. Her first of the season.
Well, how about Hawkins, who's been having herself a year at shortstop? The sophomore, really a defensive specialist, but gets a pitch on the inner half that's just elevated. She's turned, she's open. She's hunting this inside pitch and barrels it up and just squeaks it over that outfield fence. That three-run shot that three-run shot puts Alabama.
White trying to put some pressure on the defense and does. She'll head to second as Kayla Bro ducks for cover, the first base coach. A walk and a ground out so far tonight. Third time through the order, and that will drop in fair. Diving into third base is White.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know if Otis just didn't think she could get to this. She kind of pulls up just before this ball hits the ground. She's going at it hard, and then she takes a little bit of an angle instead of going straight to the ball, and it just drops. Again, it's going to be fading away from her, but the lefty, but interesting way that she, or interesting line she took to
Looked
that
like
ball.
She might have been able to get there.
Yes, yes.
Hevlin, a rocket right at Comia, and the tying run scores for the Tide.
Is just going to bash this ball right at Comia, and this is hit hard. This is a tough ball to handle, but one that can definitely be made. Probably not going to keep the run from scoring, even if you square yourself up and field that. Point in the game, it's all about execution. You know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, they were 0 for 6. You pointed it out. 0 for 6 with runners on base before this inning, and they're 4 for 5 with runners on base here in the fourth. Infield pop, and that is a big out for Oxley. 2 down.
Yeah, that's the killer for Alabama. That's the situation, bases loaded. You got to put that somewhere out on the green.
Head at third with Hevlin and Ellisted also aboard. Another infield pop-up. This one to the left side, and Oxley comes on to shut it down. Self-talk.
100%.
Yeah, ball 4 to Brown. And it's back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hitters, and here comes Falby.
He's still struggling a little bit with that control as you learn as a freshman.
Falby, a high hopper over the head of Hawkins, and a run will score. The Gators back on top.
She's able to contribute. It's her third RBI of the night. Pitch on the outer half. She doesn't try to do too much with it. She just uses the ground. Crosses over, bashes it down. The infield is in. Gets it over Hawkins' head and gonna get her teammate and pinch runner Shaw in to score the go-ahead run. Florida back on top.
Shoemaker. That'll be extras. 1 run is in. Falby being waved around. She will score. Shoemaker with the 2-run double. And she now has 3 RBI on the night.
Who moves up into the 2 spot in game 2 here, takes a pitch on the outer half and just attacks it, drives that right through. Look at the flat barrel, nice extension, and that's what allows that ball to jump off the back end all the way to the wall. Easily going to score her teammates. Falby coming in all the way around from first base.
Slashes that one right back up the middle, and here comes Shoemaker to score. An RBI double for Erickson. And the top of the order smashing tonight.
Erickson just doing almost the complete opposite gap as Shoemaker. So Shoemaker goes to the right center gap, and Erickson is just going to go to the left center gap, gets his ball all the way to the wall. Just amazing hitting by both these athletes in those 2 and 3 spots. I've seen a lot of consecutiveness by.
Skies that towards White and center. 1 down.
Against a 2 or 3 pitcher out of the pen of my opponent.
Walsh gets into one, off the top of the wall, and it comes back in. And a long RBI single for Reagan.
That's probably the longest single of the year that we've seen. Walsh just tattoos this ball. The launch angle off this is probably at about 20%. If she gets that at 21 or 22%, that ball would have been gone. That is off the very top of that wall. She would be burnt.
Pitch in the dirt. Walsh down to second. And the wild pitch.
And these are the
doubles. 6 of 7 have reached. It's another wild pitch.
In game 3, if you can get the win here for Florida being up.
Williams pops it up. Hawkins gives chase. 2 down. Well, and here's a big moment for the...
Helen would love to send a ball out of the yard here. Error last night contributed to some of those runs being put on the board in that first inning.
Cahalan, backhanded by Duchscher at first to the 5th in a 9-4 Florida lead. Trying to even up this series after the Tide took game 1 last night. Larissa Pruitt right down the line, 1 pitch, 1 out. And the 1-out walk to Giles. Out to Falvey in center. 2 down. White slaps that to short and rifled over to first by Holtorf to get the out. 9-4, Florida on top of Alabama.
Lineup rolled over, and that's what makes this Florida team so tough. When that lower half of the lineup is getting on and you're bringing up a Falvey, a Shoemaker, a Erickson, it's tough.
And a strikeout. Actually happened with Florida and Auburn involved in 2015 in a tight race. Florida had the better winning percentage with 1 less game played as Holtorf drills that out into center. From earlier, Taylor Shoemaker. Right back up the middle, and Holtorf will head for third. Runners on the corners. And the game winner now stepping in. Shoemaker sends that one back towards the scoreboard and gone! Walk-off home run for Taylor Shoemaker to even the series with Alabama.
How about Shoemaker? A home run to right field, a double to the right field gap, and then the walk-off home run going the opposite way. The freshman's power showing it to all fields like her coach talked about in the interview. That is her 16th home run of the year, 2nd of the game. Taylor Shoemaker showing why she is one of the best freshmen in all of NCAA softball.
A 3-run home run here in the 5th to walk it off. Today's reliable connection brought to you by T-Mobile 5G home internet.
Wow, pitch on the inner half that is not in enough, and she just keeps her hands inside the ball. That allows that barrel to catch up to the inner half of the ball. She drives it the opposite way. And one thing about her swing, look how smooth it is, how silky it is. And that ball just jumps off the bat, the 3-run shot to walk it off for the Gators.
Had just 1 home run in her last 21 games, and now she hits 2 tonight. Back on track for Florida as Holtorf and Falby score in front of her. And a 12-4 win.